See if I can grab the recording also like so. Okay. So we'll go through each floor, 9, 10, 11, 12, okay?
Cold beer after
and the
a hard
blessing today
day's
is some
work.
crazy explosion thing.
Nothing like it.
I don't know. I don't plan to really use this. I'm not going to talk about this at all in the run. So yes, that's not going to happen. But floor 9, okay? Mostly cryo enemies. Here are the cryo enemies. Yeah. All cryo. Okay. So let me talk a little bit about what I recommend you bring just before I start, and then I can focus on strategy when I go in. The entire review, like I said before, the focus will be, I'll go in with my team. I'll talk about who to focus, why to focus, some tips that you can do to try and clear different levels that are hard, like 11-2, and then not really talk too much about composition other than on the front end when I can give you tips inside.
Thank you, friend.
And I'm using a neutral comp. Double Geo on the first side, double Animal on the other
bits
side.
A day keeps the Reaper Man away.
Contrarian, thank you for the 100 bits. Yo, Rob, thank you for the tier 3 membership into the
Cold
Prime.
beer after a hard
2
day's
months
work.
in a row.
Nothing like it.
You guys are wild, dude. You've basically come to the point where I feel like
Thank
y'all
you,
are
friend.
determined. There is a zero
Smiles 11
chance
bulb aloft.
within the next couple of minutes that I'm going to be able to get through the abyss. I'm like, I'm ready. I got to help people. I want them to get the good clears, you know, get the 36 out of 36 stars. And you guys are like, it's party time. We'll get to the stars later. We'll get to the stars. It's party time. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Seriously. You guys are amazing. What an amazing night. What an amazing night. It is always party time. It seems to always be party time here. But if I blow out, I'm blowing a full rave. We can rave when we complete the abyss. We can get ourselves a little exercise, a little motion, you know what I'm saying? To celebrate completion. All right, check it out. Check it out. Team comp, okay? Leyline Disorder, Sheer Cold. You know what Sheer Cold is because you play Dragon Spine, okay? And then they try to kill the things that remove Sheer Cold. So that's basically the general challenge for floor 9, okay? Bring Pyro. Pyro will make your life way easier. I'm not going to do it, which is going to make my life hard. But bring Pyro, primarily so you can break large Cryo Slime shields and Abyss Mage shields. And also these shield walls that the Minotaurs will have, the Cryo Minotaurs, okay? You also want to bring 1 Cryo character on your second team to break the Electro Fatui's shield, in case you don't kill him in time. And you should already have a Pyro character on both teams, right? So we just talked about to break the Pyro shields, okay? That's all you're going to need. Those are the only team comp restrictions you have. If you're strong enough, you may be able to DPS through this without that stuff. Okay? All right. You crazies. Where's my Gene? Gene! Let's begin. Thank you for the lurk, Dan the Asian Gamer. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Your cards will obviously vary each time you enter. You just try to pick the one that's the best for you. Always blue. You only pick this if there's really nothing good. It's always blue that you pick so that they last for the entire floor, right? All of floor 9 rather than just a chamber. Okay. All right. Before we start, notice you have your 2 pyro like monoliths. I don't even know what you really call these things. Lamps. Anyways, when the floor starts, they'll activate. You'll come over here. This will remove sheer cold from you. So you'll see on your bar down here, sheer cold will build up over time. You'll come over next to these to remove sheer cold. Okay. Don't let them get destroyed. If one goes down, it's actually not the end of the world. You just need to make sure you have at least 1 up so you don't take too much damage. Braziers. Is that what they're called, Sleepy? Really? I don't know. Flame totems. That's what I call them. All right. So when you first start out, just pick one that you want to go to protect and start breaking down all the enemies that are around it, okay? You may kill them faster, you may kill them slower, but you're just going to commit to 1, okay? Until all the enemies are dead. And then when that big guy spawns, you go to the other. Just so that way you don't let it take too much damage, okay? Kill the first wave on the first one, then switch to the second wave to kill this one, okay? This dude will spawn, and this will be the main focus. When these 2 ice ones spawn, see these 2? They're just going to pop over to you. You can just stay near this first one, right? You don't need to worry about it too much. Maybe try to not let them smash onto it. And this is where you're going to need that pyro, right? We talked about it. You would use pyro to break all these shields here. If you don't have pyro, and you're not running Geo or Claymore, this is actually going to be a nightmare because you're going to have a hard time breaking these shields. Like, let's pretend I only had Albedo. Look at this. A friggin' nightmare, right? Let's pretend I was just using a spear user, right? Without the ability to break shields. This stuff would take forever. So you really want to bring somebody who can easily break these, right? Make your life easy and easily break these shields. Okay. Also, I did something there you should never do. You should always try to end each floor with your elemental burst charged. Do not end a floor like I just did, where you use your elemental burst and then you don't have it available for the next floor, because what if it's harder than you expect and you're pressed for time? So always try to end with a full elemental burst energy. Don't just drop an elemental burst willy-nilly like I did. Okay. All right. Same thing here. We're going to start. You can see this guy spawns. You're actually going to ignore the Abyss Mage, and you're going to clear the mages on the side. These ones that build totems. So first that one, then this one in the middle. That's your primary goal. Just ignore the Abyss Mage. Not important. Right? Once you've cleared those, then you can focus on the Abyss Mage. And you need to pay attention. See, if you don't pay attention, you'll start losing health like I'm doing right now. Right? Sheer cold accumulates to maximum. No good, no good, no good. You just run over to one of these and remove it. You don't even need to stay next to it the whole time. It'll keep going down after you've been there. And then you can focus on this guy.
Useless.
All right. When he dies, you're going to get more enemies that spawn.
Useless.
Okay, so you're probably going to need to run over here and warm up again. You'll have this shield guy. And now this one has the ice snare, okay? When you fight the ice snare guy, you need to watch your feet. Just stare at your feet. You see that? You see how the little ice snare appears beneath your feet? You can avoid it. You don't even need to sprint. You can avoid it just by running like this. You can avoid it just by running like this. You can sprint if you want to. There, it actually ticked me once because I have cryo applied. All right, so if you have cryo applied, you actually do need to sprint. If you don't have cryo applied to you, you don't need to sprint. And that appears every 12 seconds. So you can actually count, right? So it's like, all right, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000, 9 1,000, 10 1,000, 11 1,000, 12 1,000. You see? So you can just keep the count in your head and you'll always be able to avoid it. All right? And then just stare at your feet. Just stare at your feet. So that way you don't end up blowing the run. Okay? That's the easiest way to avoid it. If you practice enough, you'll actually keep an internal count probably pretty easily. But your number one way is to just do it. And when you see it appearing, if you lose the count for whatever reason, you're just staring at your character's feet, right? So that way you don't get hit by it, right? Just staring at my character's feet, not even counting, not even counting, not even counting, right? Oh, there it is. Start sprinting. Okay. And you'll never get hit by that again. This is actually a really important skill because that ice snare is also used on floor 12. So you really need to be able to prepare yourself for avoiding that, right? Because it's going to come back. That skill is going to be useful on multiple floors, not just this floor. Okay. What? I thought for sure that would kill him. Sorry for yelling in your ear. All right. So that's floor 9, chamber 1. Thank you guys for the hype train, by the way. And grab this again. And we'll move forward yeah, to floor 9, chamber 2. Okay. 5 minutes you have here, right, for your 3-star clear. You just should always check this before you start so you know exactly how much time you have. 300 seconds is 5 minutes. It's usually you either need 5 minutes or 7 minutes remaining is usually the thresholds that they use if you're trying to get all 3 stars. So this one starts, both of these guys. This time I would start over here where the smaller enemies are, not where there's no enemies. Okay. Try to avoid letting those things slam on it if you can. Your goal is to kill the smaller guys and ignore the slimes. Probably try and get this guy too in the back because he's going to deal a lot of damage. After you do that, so now I have this unfortunate moment where I broke this guy. So if you accidentally break one of them, you should kill that one. But otherwise, you can generally avoid killing them, right? They're not super important. And then watch out for these clouds. And you're just going to end up going over here to the other side, right? Where these guys are. And there should be those thrower guys over here too. For whatever reason, my thrower guys ran over to me on the other side and got one shot. by Albedo's elemental skill. So that's unfortunate, but yeah, that can happen. And then you'll just kill this ice slime, right? Make sure you kill both ice slimes so that you get the second set to appear, right? And then you can group them all together. You can actually wait for them all to kind of group near one another and then break them at the same time with like just one attack, right? One melt attack, pyro, whatever you're using. It's much easier if they're all together. Okay. You probably won't delete them like that, but yeah. Just fight them together. 2 more of them will spawn, and these will be the last 2 that you need to take out. Again, you could just wait for them to group up together.
Order guide you.
Live! Witness my great undertaking.
All right. We move to this team. It's the same thing, right? You're gonna hit a spawn. Your enemies are gonna pop up. So you have these Fatui here, right? There's 2 Electros and there's the Cryo. If you brought, like I told you to, the
Wind, hear me.
the Cryo to be able to break the Electro Fatuis, then you're gonna focus the Cryo and the Revive guy down first, right? And you're gonna ignore the Electros, okay? That's what you're gonna do because you're gonna be able to break these shields, right? I didn't bring it, but you brought it because you listened to me. And so these 2 will actually be easy for you to break afterwards, right? Now I can't break them easy because I didn't bring that. So I have to do this instead, right? But it's no big deal. You will have an easier time breaking than I will because you were smart and brought a Cryola. Okay?
Wind, hear me. Useless.
All right, and that's the end of that. So again, that focus, I think the Cryo guy, you got to take him down first. It's going to be too annoying to run around and avoid the ice cage. Remember that Cryo guy had the ice buff, so that ice cage is going to come up. We talked about how to avoid that. You count to 12 in your head. You keep an eye on your character's feet so that you keep moving so that you don't die to it. Okay, at around the 12-second mark. Kill the Cryo guy, kill the Animo guy, then focus the Electro guys. You can break them with your Cryo. Good Cryo breakers, Kea. Everybody has Kea, right? Chongyun, also good. Ganyu, if you rolled for her, who's also a phenomenal damage dealer as well. Okay. Onward to Chamber 3. Yeah, Diona also very good. Yes. Thank you, Marcus. Diona also very good. Diona also one of my favorite healers and support in the game. And a great character just in general for having shielding in Abyss. Yeah. You just get him to sit there. It's actually really nice because if you bring Diona, the 2 Electro guys, you saw one will just aggro you and the other one will just focus this this piece down. They'll actually be standing right around it. So if you use her heal ultimate, it will actually cryo break them because they'll both be focused around this, and you can heal while avoiding their attacks and attacking them. It's actually super convenient. All right, Chamber 3 first half is just this big guy. You're going to kill these 2 archers first because they're super annoying, and you're just going to completely ignore him. He doesn't matter. Just ignore him. You're going to kill the archers. Once both archers are dead, then you start your fight with him, right? And you know how to fight him, right? You just don't get hit. Be smart. Learn his moveset. If you need practice, there's a few of him out in Dragonspine that you can fight without having the risk.
Order guide you.
You just need to learn to avoid his bigger attacks when he makes them. There's no real secret here other than just practice.
Stabilize.
You can iframe some of that stuff. Some of that stuff leaves persistent damage on the ground. So shield will be actually super helpful here if you have it. Let's just kill him. Oh, he just disappeared. I don't even think I got the cast off. That's pretty funny. I don't know what killed him there, but whatever. All right, this floor has the Cryo Mage and these 2 shield guys. Personally, I focus the Cryo Mage here. I think he's the higher priority target. He's also the more annoying target because he's got the snare, right? He's got that cryo snare again on him. So my recommendation is to focus him and see if you can try and fight near one of these so you don't have to worry about the pyro. Remember to keep an eye on your feet the entire fight. If for some reason you get caught like this, you can just ulti, iframe to avoid getting hit by it. You can also just stop moving like I did and it won't do any damage to you, okay? Those are your options for it. Once that mage is dead, and he also leaves this annoying cloud, don't get caught in this. Look how much damage this does. It's actually insane. It will just start melting you like a maniac, so don't get caught in that. Once he's dead, the snare no longer appears. You no longer have to worry about it, and you can just focus on DPSing these guys down. Okay?
Barbados, guide us.
Evil conquering.
All right, and that's floor 9. Cool. Let's bounce out and we'll go back in to look at the enemies for floor 10 and we'll talk about comp recommendations for your characters. All right. It would be bad if I choked on stream. Ooh. Ah, good. Okay. Floor 10. Same thing as before. Sheer cold. That's the ley line disorder. So it's exactly the same as floor 9. You're going to accumulate sheer cold. Once it maxes out, you're going to have to go to a fire location to warm yourself so that you don't take damage. The difference on floor 10 is that I feel that sheer cold actually accumulates faster on floor 10. It might just be in my head, but I feel like it actually accumulates faster. Who knows if it's actually true or not. And then you have to run up to these rotating Sealies. There's like pyro Sealies that are flying around. So the location that you need to go to get sheer cold removed is constantly changing. So it requires a little bit more awareness on your part to know where your remedy is at. Okay. Yeah, what up, Super Casa dude? I can show you the builds for Albedo and Jean. Yeah, absolutely. Let me show them to you right after floor 10. That'll be a nice middle break between 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so for floor 10, chamber 1, you have the same thing, right? Because it's the same kind of enemies as floor 9, you're going to end up using a very similar team comp. You're going to need to be pyro on both sides so that you can break through these shields from the cryo abyss mage, from the cryo slime, from this this is an electro one, but if there's a cryo season mage, you would want to be able to break through that as well, right? So pyro on both sides, okay? And there's your cryo season mage. There she is, so that you can break through her shield as well. The other way to break her shield, by the way, is you kill all her seasons and her shield will go down. But here's the thing. When you kill all of them, there's a chance that if you don't stutter her or kill her fast enough, she will re-shield with no seasons out. And if she does that, the only way for you to break it is going to be using your pyro character, right? Because then you'll have to otherwise wait for the seasons to respawn. That can take a lot of time off the clock, which can impact your ability to get a 3-star clear. Okay. Then on chamber 3, it's her again, the cryo season mage. This time some pyro for 2 agents and the Lawitcher, the frost Lawitcher, which we just fought. So basically the only requirement here is 1 pyro character in my mind on each team. And then otherwise, you can really bring whoever you want. Keep in mind that these pyro for 2 agents are pretty annoying. And the number one way to deal with them, if your damage isn't high and you're not killing them quick, is to bring big AoE abilities that will mark them and reveal them, right? It will make the fight way easier. So an example is a Zhong Li ultimate, a Diona ultimate, a Bennett ultimate. You could use Xing Cho to mark them with Hydro, right? So there's like a lot of different ways you can reveal them, but generally speaking, big AoE abilities are better. Xingqiu is not an example of a big AoE ability, by the way, but just somebody that came to mind that I like. Big AoE abilities will help you reveal these pyro agents and make your life a lot easier. Okay, Bennett's super good on both floor 9, 10. Let's be honest, Bennett's good on every floor. Bennett's just good everywhere. Okay, but if you have Bennett, it can be a very strong ally for a lot of this content. Diona as well. All right. Let us begin. And also, same team. We'll run the same team through all content. Hi, Chocolate Beauty. Good to see you. What up, Lucifer? Hello. Good evening. All right, floor 10, chamber 1. Let's begin. Remember, see how there's no structures here? Remember what I said. It's going to be pyroceles. They're going to slowly move around the room, and you're going to need to pay attention to where they are in order to relieve yourself from sheer cold. So here it starts. Where's my pyrocele? There it is. You see it moving around? It's not super easy to see. And it starts out moving quite slow. This is your friend. It can't be killed. It's totally safe. So you don't need to worry about it. My recommendation here is to kill the guys who are throwing these things, by the way. I strongly recommend killing the throwing guys first. Because if they hit you, it deals a lot of damage. And it's also a lot easier to avoid the attacks of the big cryo slimes. You can hear them. If you actually listen, it'll sound like somebody's making a cheers on a glass, like a ching ching. Listen. Do your attack. Well, the jump sounds different, but the throw attack. Hear it? Dun-dun-dun. So you can just listen for that, and you'll know when they're about to attack if you're not watching them, okay? Same thing. Just ignore the slimes. Go for these guys. These guys need to die first. They're the ones who deal the real damage. Notice I'm always keeping an eye on my... you can actually just fight near it most of the time if you really want to. I'm always keeping an eye on where this is. It's super important so that I can keep my sheer cold down. Right?
Stabilize.
We're gonna wait for the other one to jump near us. Just buy some time.
I will have order.
Here we go. Yo, it's okay, Kanao. Hey, you just being here is wonderful enough. Hi, Ender. You guys just being here is plenty. It's plenty. I'm super happy. So notice how I neglected my sheer cold, so now I'm taking damage. So I gotta go find my Celia again, right? Step near it. You don't need to bear it the whole time. See, I can just run away from it after I was near it. See how long it keeps dropping for? It won't go all the way, but you like don't need to stand near it the whole time. You can really just come near it for a little bit and then go away, and you'll get most of the benefit almost all the time.
Stabilize.
All right, so we'll just break this guy. You're gonna be able to do this faster, right? Because you're gonna bring some pyro with you. Hey, Spark Owl! Thank you so much for hooking up Canal. Yeah. Appreciate you. Notice how I'm low again. So I have two options here. I'm close to finishing this guy off, so I could just finish him off, or I could try and run over if I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish him in time and try and get to the healing. But see, here's what happens if I do this. If I come over here to heal, right, then the risk is that he does this, right, and he may shield back up. So you have to be careful, and if you can just burst through it, even if you're taking a little bit of damage, it might be worthwhile to just burst through it and take some damage. Leah says, hi, Lion. I'm a sub from your YouTube. Love your content, man. Keep up the good work. Hey, thank you, Leah. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. And welcome. We're just doing some Abyss tips right now. Trying to help people with strategy on clearing floor 9 through 12. And just talking through the things you can do and focus on with your own comp. Anyway, hello. Thanks for coming.
Reduced to just
cold beer after a hard day's work. Nothing like it.
Hey, ID hooking up Levy. Hey. Yo, thank you, ID. Appreciate you. Guys are hooking the peoples up. Yeah. Good night, Eternal. You like the YouTube short today, Contrarian? I figured I'd grab that one because I didn't have one pre-recorded and I was due to put one up. I really like YouTube shorts. I feel like it's a good thing. I'm very excited to do more with it over time, and hopefully it can be another avenue for growth on YouTube and for our community. Thanks, Lucifer. That's so kind. Thank you. When arrives, swipa. Yes, tomorrow we will be doing the Hu Tao pool party. It'll start at 10 p.m. Eastern. But I'll be demoing C0 Hu Tao before that. And then at 10 p.m. Eastern, we'll do a pool party with everybody. And then I'll show some more C0 Hu Tao and then slowly take Hu Tao up all the way to C6. So you guys can see that gameplay. All right, let's do 10-1 second half. Hi, Porky Pink. All right, so you're gonna start here. Notice it's the Season Mage. She's the focus. There's nobody else here. See? So you're gonna focus on her and just take her out. You now have 2. There's one here and there's one here. This floor is a little bit easier, but you know, you're also, I'm telling you, man, I feel like your cold like charges up faster. Like you have to be a little bit more careful. It's a little bit easier, but like I feel like your sheer cold charges faster, so you really need to stay close to one of them. All right, after this happens, it's our dreaded ice thing, right? You need to kill these 2 first because they heal. Remember to keep the count. It's 12 seconds. You can stare at your character's feet to see when it's going to pop up, and then you can avoid it by moving. Okay, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000. So that time I started the count a little late and a little slow, but I was staring at my feet, so it didn't matter. I was still able to avoid the attack. Okay, so that's just what you do, and you'll never get hit by an ice snare ever again, and you'll be so happy. Nope, except right now when I get hit by one. All right, I wasn't counting. I wasn't counting. Whoops, rip me. Credibility shot. Yeah, but you'll be better at counting than I was, so then you won't worry about it. When he does this like cloud around him, just don't fight him. Just stay out of the cloud. Maybe just that's a good time to get your sheer cold removed. Yeah. And if you're unsure about the count, just don't engage. You can wait. And then immediately afterwards, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000, 10 1000, 11 1000, 12 1000. See? I have to demonstrate that it actually works before I kill him, or I'll lose my credibility. So there you go. That's how you can know. That's how you can know. Like I said, over time, you'll get used to it. All right, so that's 10-2. Or 10-1, excuse me. Let's go to 10-2. We're gonna have so much fun, Porky Pink. I'm really excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a good day. Hutao's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, 10-2 first half. No fake strats, Chocolate Beauty. These are real. We only give the real tips. You don't know what you're saying, all right? Sure. All right. Let's activate. All right, so same thing, right? All these little dudes are going to run up on you. You're going to go for these ranged guys first. Always the ranged ones first, because they actually deal crazy damage. So you need to kill them. So they're your focus. Forget about the melee guys. They're just there to annoy you. It's the ranged ones that you want to kill. Those are the ones that are going to deal the real damage. Keep an eye on your shield cold. Make sure you're keeping it down. Okay. Make sure you're keeping it down by running up to these things in between each kill. It'll make things way easier for you. All right, now that big dude's gonna spawn. Personally, I kill the little ones after the big dude. You could try to ignore them, but I feel like they're gonna die on accident anyways. So I usually just clear the little ones afterwards. Okay, and then I focus on the big guy.
Burst forth.
Order.
Oh no, we're not gonna let him do that. Just gonna delete him. I'm just gonna delete him. But you would bring. Look at this angle, by the way. What is this angle? This is very creepy. I don't know why the camera started this way. You're going to bring a pyro character, right? You're going to bring a claymore character, maybe, but definitely you're going to have a pyro character. So that's how you're going to break that Mitoturial shield and then ultimately finish him off. Yo, congratulations on reaching 100% exploration everywhere. Stop it, Joe. Congratulations. Congratulations. Absolutely, Yaga. Absolutely. All right. So, Pyro says, how much HP should I aim for Diona and Bennett as supports in your opinion? So for Diona, I recommend an HP Sands, and then you can run an HP Goblet, and then I'd run a healing Circlet, because I actually think her heal's a little weak, and you need the healing Circlet to beef it up. Okay. For Bennett, I actually don't put much HP on my Bennett. I only do substat HP, and I actually run him with Elemental Mastery on the Sands, Pyro damage on the Goblet, and then crit damage on the Circlet. But you could run HP on the Sands if you don't want the EM. Yeah, I think that would be plenty. You don't need too much. Bennett's heal's pretty good. Definitely don't like HP stack all three. I think that's a mistake. I wouldn't do that. All right. So here, Season Mage, right away. Right away. Waste no time. She's your primary focus. Ignore the other guys. Just don't get hit by them. You just have to get used to the fact that they're throwing stuff at you. They're super annoying, but honestly, she shields up. It's a big problem for you. So I think it's better to focus. See, like now she's shielded up. Now I'm screwed. I was like taking my sweet time with her. So if she shields up like this, then you can switch your focus to these guys until she spawns those seasons, and then you can come in. You can actually destroy these. Let me see if I can kill them all without breaking her shield on accident. So if you kill them all, see how her shield breaks once you do that? So that can be one way for you to also break her shield. And if you have pyro, you can also burst through it, right? Okay. You can try to focus on those treasure hunters first, but here's what's going to happen. If you focus on those treasure hunters first, which may be easier for you to take less damage, she's 100% going to shield. 100%. Okay? You can focus on, if you feel like they're giving you too much trouble, you can focus on them and kill them first and then focus her second. But I personally focus her up until deal as much damage as I can until she shields, and then peel off once she shields and focus on killing them, and then go back to her. You decide what's easier for you. There's no right or wrong way to do it as long as you can clear it. Okay? Let's go to 10-3. I'm snacking on chicken. Literally just chicken. I'm dieting, Chocolate Beauty, so all I can eat is just chicken. Chicken and vegetables. So it's just small little pieces of chicken. So bad. This is what it's come down to for me. This is what life is like now. All right, so here you have the Pyro Fatui and you have the Season. Again, I would focus on the Season first, even though the Pyro Fatui is super annoying. And remember, you have to count because she's going to do her little snare on you, right? So now I got to start moving. There's the snare. You're going to have to pay attention to that. So we killed her flies. Now she's down. Hopefully you have some ultis up. You can do some ultis. Burst her down. Once she's dead, you no longer have to worry about the snare, right? You may not kill her that fast, but yeah, anyway, once she's dead, no problems with snares, then you can just focus on taking out this guy.
I will have order.
Well, thank you, Chocolate. Thank you. All right, so just as a recap, because I cleared that pretty fast, just as a recap, you're going to focus the Season Mage. You're going to count so that you don't get snared, right? So 12-second count, as we demonstrated earlier in the clear. Okay? When she's done, then you go for the Pyro Agent. And you just need to listen on your headphone for audio cues. Every time the Pyro Agent speaks or makes noise, he is about to attack you. So just dodge. The second you hear him be like, or you just hit your sprint. And just pay attention to your stamina so you don't run out of stamina and accidentally get hit. Okay? Focus her down. If she shields up, use Pyro to break the shield. Your number one priority is to kill her, then him, while keeping the 12-second count while staring at your feet so you don't get ensnared by the ice cage. Because if you do, and the Pyro Agent attacks, and she attacks at the same time, and you're stuck in that ice cage, you are dead. Unless your Elemental Burst is up, which you can use for iframes. But otherwise, you're dead. And some characters don't have iframe Elemental Burst either, right? You need a character that actually has iframes. You may not be on a character with iframe Elemental Burst, then you're RIP, right? An example of that is Official. She has no iframes on her Elemental Burst. Sag. Will this be on YouTube? Yeah, I'll probably rip it and upload it to YouTube, to my YouTube live section, Vartil. Yeah, so if you have to bounce out, no worries, no worries. Shaco says, I'm running 4-piece Crimson with double HP percent sands and cup instead of HP percent pyro damage because I get 10% more crit rate with the HP percent cup to get it to 60%. You think it's fine for Hu Tao? It's an interesting thing. So Shaco, you have to do the math and you have to do a little bit of testing. So when I leveled up Albedo, I actually cycled between a defense percent goblet and a geo damage goblet. And I actually found that cycling between them at certain points, depending on the substat roll, the one was better than the other. Ultimately, the geo damage goblet ends up being the best, right? But it was the defense one at some points that was better. You may find that the same thing is true for Hu Tao with a pyro damage goblet and an HP percent goblet, but I don't know because I haven't looked closely enough at her HP percent scaling So you would want to test it. You'd either want to test it or do the actual math. It's probably easier to just test at this point. She's out tomorrow rather than sit there and pour over spreadsheets if you're not used to doing that. But I would test just to see. And if you find that the pyro damage one is giving you better damage than the HP percent, even though the substats are weaker, then you have your answer, right? Good evening, Chiba. Oh, I'm glad you saw the Diona YouTube guide. That's one of my favorites. I'm glad. Hopefully it was helpful. I really like Diona. She's one of my favorite characters. All right, let's start 10-3 second half. So this is just a battle with this guy. There's no other enemies. Okay? The only thing here is because he's got the cryo aura and because it's these moving Sealies, you have to keep the count, right? The 12-second count so you don't get snared, which can be kind of hard because he does big moves like this, right? And also he's very fast. So you really just need to learn his moveset. Don't get caught in those, by the way. Do not get caught in those. You will regret. Okay? But otherwise it's just keeping the count and then it's just a standard one-on-one fight. Okay, if for some reason you get caught, I'll intentionally get caught in a snare here. For some reason you get caught, you can use an ulti for iframes like I just did there, okay? You need to keep an eye on your charge up, right? And stay near these. Remember, you don't have to stay near them the whole time. See how much I'm still going down even after I left? You don't need to like hug it. Don't feel like you need to hug this thing and take a bunch of damage from him because you're accumulating sheer cold. It actually goes down for quite a while after you leave that area. Okay? Now let me go kill his ass. Ooh, that is going to hurt. Owie. Owie.
I swear by my sword.
I have to be close. Yep, there we go. Sometimes if I don't know if I'm close or not, I'll just do that. Like I just did there. I'll literally just like wait until I think it's about to pop. I'll just wait. Like if you lose the count in your head and you don't know how long it takes before the next stair is going to pop up, don't greed. Just wait like I did there. Do not greed. Just wait. It's going to pop up in 12 seconds or less every time. So you just wait until it pops up and then you'll have the count back, right? After it pops up, you know the count. It's always 12 seconds. Always 12 seconds. Okay? Don't greed. If you greed, you wipe. Every time I greed, I wipe. It's never worth it. It's never worth it. All right. So I promised you at the halfway point I would show you guys real quick some build stuff since people were curious. So first let's start with team 1. Zhong Li, 90 out of 90. Attack is 2k. 60% crit rate. 172 crit damage. HP is 39k. Geo damage bonus 90%. Okay. Artifacts is 2-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Petra. Okay. Talents 6, 9, 12. All characters that I'm using right now are C6. Albedo, talents are 6, 13, 11. Artifacts, 2-piece Archaic Petra, and then whatever the hell I got for the other 3 so that I could get him good stats. He's at 2k attack, 1800 defense, 91% crit rate, 188 crit damage, 90% geo damage bonus. Okay. Well, let's go Xiao first. Xiao, 73% crit rate, 192 crit damage, is at about 2100 attack, 61% animo damage bonus. He's at 8, 12, 11. Artifact is 2-piece VV, 2-piece Gladiator with an animo goblet. Okay. Jean, same thing. 2-piece VV, 2-piece Gladiator with an animo goblet. Okay. Talents 6, 11, 12. Stats 2200 attack, 1k defense, 61% animo damage bonus, 48 crit rate, 130 crit damage. Weapon for her is Aquila Favonia. Weapon for Xiao, Jade Spear. Weapon for Albedo, Jade Cutter. Weapon for Zhong Li, Staff of Homa. Okay. Individual pieces, for those who are really curious in the extra details, I'm going to go through these fast, so you might have to check the VOD to see all the details. But here it is. HP, plume, flower, Plume, Sands, Goblet, Headpiece, Circlet, Flower, Plume, Sands, Goblet, Circlet. Some of these are available on command in the channel also. If you just type exclamation mark in the name of the character, you can see some of these on command in the channel. I think everybody except Jean is on command in the channel. So if you're here live right now and you missed something, you could just type exclamation mark and name of the character and you should have the latest gear on there. Here's Xiao, Flower, Plume, Sands, Goblet, Circlet. And here's Jean. Flower, Plume, Sands, Goblet. This goblet's really bad, by the way. This is a really bad goblet, but it's the only other animal damage bonus goblet I have. And then Circlet. All right. C6, 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 C6. Okay. The point of the video is to help you through like strategy, right? I'm just using these characters for fun. I don't expect you to be clearing with 2 characters on a team with that are C6, right? Like I don't expect you to do any of that. I'm just walking through strategy and also explaining what you can bring with you. This part, I'm just using these 2 teams for my own enjoyment. It has nothing to do with the actual like guide. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. You don't like freak out and be like, well, I can't do this because you're using C6 OP 5 stars, right? Like, well, 1, I'm only using 2 per team. This should be a little cool. But then 2, the goal is to talk through strategy, not to show you how to clear with a specific comp.
Osmanthus wine tasted.
All right. Thank you guys for the kind words. Thank you for all those kind words. All right, let's do floor 11. All right, so floor 11, let's talk about it. This is the first time where the leyline disorder finally changes, okay? And it's an annoying one. All right, so recall, the leyline disorder on 9 and 10 was sheer cold, right? And you brought a pyro character on each team in 9 and 10. And in 9, you also brought a cryo character on team 2 to break those electro-fatui shields, right? In 11, things change. Now you have the most annoying leyline disorder they have ever come out with in this game, which is some stupid disorder that saps your energy from your characters like every few seconds. It's infuriating. It makes it feel like it's impossible to get elemental bursts off when you're playing through Abyss content. But it's what we have to work with, right? Can't change the design. We just have to deal with it.
Cold beer after a hard day's
Shubi,
work.
hey,
Nothing like it.
Shubi, thank you so much for 2 months in the Pride. Appreciate you very much. Appreciate you. I will review accounts later on, just not right now because I want to push through strategy just in one kind of session. But yes, I'm happy to review people's accounts. I'm happy to review team comps for Abyss, however I can help. All right. And thank you, by the way, thank you so much for joining the Pride for 2 months. Appreciate you. Okay, so the nice thing here, you'll notice, is cryo damage is boosted by 75%. So if you have some cryo characters, if you have Miss OP Ganyu, even at C0, very strong, she can shine, right? As can your other cryo characters. Whoever you have that deals cryo damage can do quite well in floor 11. And my favorite team comp for floor 11 is actually Permafrost. I have a video about Lion Permafrost on my YouTube channel. It goes into why I like Permafrost, the different variations you can run. Permafrost is usually a combination of Kea and Xingqiu. Everybody should have Kea. Most people have Xingqiu probably by this point, but maybe not. But Kea, Xingqiu, and then another cryo character, and then a damage dealer. And there's a bunch of variations on it. My favorite version is to run Child, Kea, Diona, and Xingqiu. But you can also run like Ganyu, You could also bring Albedo or some other Geo to like do shatter within it. You could also bring any animal characters won't break your freeze with swirl. That can be quite useful. So there's a lot of options for like using permafrost if that's something that you're interested in running. And I think it can make floor 11 a lot easier. I'm not going to go deep into what that is. Like I said, there's a video about Lion permafrost on YouTube. And you could also see some examples of me running Xiao in a permafrost comp on the Xiao guide that's also on my YouTube channel. So here, anyways, cryo will be quite nice for you. I'm not going to use cryo because I'm using the same team comp through the whole clear. All right, chamber 1. In this chamber, yeah, the one thing that will help you a lot is having cryo on team 1. Cryo on team 1 is going to help you freeze these hydro characters, which are super annoying. And if you get electrocuted here, it's actually a really big deal. And similarly, if you have freeze here, you can freeze these shield characters. But you're actually going to want to bring, if you don't bring cryo here, you're going to either want to bring pyro with some kind of elemental reaction, or even easier is just a claymore or geo user so that you can break these shield walls on the second half. It's really important. So cryo on team 1, geo or claymore user on team 2 will help you with chamber 1. And you're going to find that similar things are true on team 2. Actually, for team 2, and we'll talk about it, the order of targeting here is super important. But I will tell you, having done many Abyss reviews for 11-2, that bringing a claymore user on your first team is also a huge help here, because all these like little rock shield hilichurl guards, they're going to be really, really annoying to break, and you're just going to have such an easier time if you're whacking through their shields with ease because you brought a claymore character. Okay, so now we talked about 11-1, right? It was like, okay, maybe you bring a cryo here, maybe you're bringing a claymore here. Now we get to 11-2, and it's like, okay, it's the same team comp, right? So now you have a claymore on both teams, hopefully, right? Claymore or geo on both teams, and then you're still bringing the cryo on team 1. Okay, it's going to help you out here. This is just a priority for focusing. I think permafrost helps a lot here, but we'll talk about the order for 11-2. It's much more in detail. And then in 11-3, right? That cryo that we told you to bring on the first half, going to be super useful for breaking these Electro Fatui shields, right? And then you're going to end up focusing this guy. You actually don't need to bring a hard counter for him if you can DPS him down. If you can't, Electro is what will help you deal with this guy. And then on this side, it doesn't really matter. The Claymore is not going to help you at all here. The Claymore is just going to help you on that first floor. It's like whatever on this. It's also, the Claymore is also pretty whatever here. It's just for this first floor, right? To break this shield, so you don't lose too much time here. If you're getting a nice fast clear on the first half, you may not even need it. Okay, so to recap, there's a cryo on team 1. Okay, there's a claymore or geo on both teams. Okay, that's the only real thing you need. And then if you're having trouble with this hydro fatui later, then you can bring an electro to help you deal with the hydro fatui. Okay, also if you're having trouble with pyro fatui agents, you bring big AoE characters to deal with pyro fatui agents. Sucrose, Bennett, Diona, anybody who's got big AoE elemental bursts, that will help you. The other tip that I'm going to talk about, that I want to talk about up front before I go into floor 11, that's actually really, really important, is you need to try very hard to end each chamber, each team with full energy, which means intentionally leaving one enemy alive and then spamming elemental skills on them to charge up your characters so that you start the next chamber with full elemental bursts. And then when you start that chamber, you are spamming them out. Do not hold them. Do not hold them. They're just going to get sapped down. Then you're going to be pissed that you can't use them. You are spamming them out. Floor 11 is not about strategically using your elemental bursts. It is just using them on cooldown and trying to end with one charged. That's it. That's the strategy for all elemental bursts, period. That is very hard to do. Don't be afraid if you screw it up to restart, but that's something you should aim for, okay? And I'm not going to talk too much about it once I'm in the run, but you should keep that in mind. You can also, by the way, complement your energy recharge by bringing characters that are of the same element, right? You bring 2 geo characters like I have, or 2 animal characters like I have. They're going to generate more energy for one another. It's going to help you get your elemental burst up quicker. If you're using a rainbow team, if you're using one character in each element as your team here, you're going to have a nightmare getting any elemental bursts up. It's better to bring characters that have shared elemental resonance so that you get shared energy regeneration more efficiently. All right. Same team we've been running across all floors. Yes, Chongyun can be the cryo. And Chongyun's great because not only is Chongyun the cryo, but he also brings the Claymore, Shubi. So he checks both boxes. So nice. Such a nice unit for this floor. My favorite pairing with Chongyun is D-Luke, if you have him. Chase Spirit says, don't forget you can cleanse the Electro from the disorder with the owner's shield, for example. Excellent tips, excellent tips. I don't think I've ever actually done that, but an interesting tip from Chase Spirit in chat. All right, so when you start 11-1, the biggest problem with this floor is you're gonna get Electro and Hydro applied to you, and it's gonna deal like a ton of damage. So if that happens to you, don't be afraid to just switch characters. Don't be greedy, right? If you need to watch your health here, and if your health just starts ticking down really, really fast, you need to make sure you pull that character out and switch to another character, right? Or you're gonna just take crazy ass damage, right? You're gonna clear these slimes. These slimes are actually pretty fun to fight. They shouldn't do too much crazy damage to you. The big challenge is this guy. When this guy appears, if you get hit by any of his attacks and you're electrocuted, you get wrecked. So you really need to be careful that you do not get hit by him. Like really, like see how I just ran into that bubble there? Watch. I'll hit one of these bubbles. Look how much damage it's gonna do to me. Look at this. See my health just dying? Just getting destroyed? Horrible. You can shield. You can try that as a method, but you probably just want to rotate out. If you get hit by that, it's just going to destroy you. See it zapping me? See the zap? Really, really nasty. Geo shield here can help you some, but like that just deals crazy damage to you. All right? Crazy damage. I'm wet. Hits me with this Electro, and now I'm just getting absolutely destroyed, okay? One way to avoid it is to just switch. See how I switch? Now I'm not getting zapped anymore. The other way is to just kill all the slimes. But you see, they're going to just respawn. So usually I just try to kill the Abyss Mage first. Usually I just try to kill the Abyss Mage first as my strategy. But if you feel like you're just having trouble taking him out, you could try and focus the slimes down first and then come back for the Abyss Mage. Usually though, like I said, I focus the Abyss Mage first. The reason why is if I kill those slimes first, like I just did, now who am I going to charge my elemental skills off of, right? It's going to be hard for me to charge my elemental skills off of this Abyss Mage because he's got the Hydro Aura. I'm still getting zapped all the time, right? Because there's an Electro disorder on the floor. So it's like a nightmare. It's better to just kill the Abyss Mage first and then charge your remaining elemental skills or your elemental burst off of those two slimes that spawn afterwards. Okay? So that's what I recommend. Kill the Abyss Mage first. Leave those two Electro slimes alive so that way you can spam elemental skills on them to charge your elemental burst so that it's up for 11-2, which is the hardest chamber on floor 11. Okay? All right. 11-1 second half so quite a bit easier. It's just these hilly trails just spawn in groups of 3. So you get these 3 dudes, okay, hello, whatever. And then you're just gonna like kill them because they're annoying, right? And you can do like an ulti like so. And after you burst them down because they group so nicely for you, right? Then the next group is gonna spawn. It's gonna be these charging guys, and they're gonna come all to you, right? Usually they just charge right away. They don't usually throw. I think it's because I'm jumping so much that they're throwing all this stuff. Usually they will just charge you right away. They don't usually sit there and throw stuff. In fact, I've never seen them do that before, so that's pretty funny.
Swear by my sword.
Anyway, this is where the Claymore comes in handy, right? I don't have a Claymore, so I have to sit here and like waste time dodging around them. But you brought a Claymore, right? Like we talked about. So you should have no trouble breaking their shields and then beating them down. Okay? You don't have to sit here and avoid them annoyingly. Let's see. Okay. So there you go. Do you think Xiao C1 was super worth it? I kind of regret not C1ing him, but I also want to know if the 3E is worth it. I don't think the 3E is worth it. So here's the thing. The 3E lets you use his talent to maximum potential, and that last E hits the hardest, right? There's no doubt about it. But like, it's a lot of money to unlock C1, and I don't feel like C1 makes him that much better. Like, it's nice to have, but it really shines when paired with C6, right? Versus like Hu Tao, my theory is that C2 is going to make her a lot better. It would be worthwhile if you have disposable income to be able to go after something like that, to probably get it, because I think it will materially change how she plays. Where I don't feel like C1 did that for Xiao, right? You get the maximum burst once, and then unless you have C6, it only happens once. Not really worth it, in my opinion. If you have Aquila, is it efficient to give it to Bennett if you don't have anyone else to use it? Yes, I like Aquila on Bennett. Lionheart, won't C1 Xiao technically make his ER rate 33% better? It will generate more energy for him if you're bursting. That's true. But if you're running Xiao, you're probably running another Animo, and you're probably going to be able to get him back to full energy even without C1 spam before his cooldown on his ultimate is finished. You see what I'm saying? So yes, you'll be able to generate more energy with C1, but I think if you're running at least 2 Animo, which you should be if you're running Xiao for energy regen purposes, you're going to fill up his energy gauge for his elemental burst before the cooldown is over without the extra energy regeneration. That makes sense. So I wouldn't regret not getting it. And he'll always probably rerun, so if you really, really want it, there'll be a chance probably in the future. Okay, let's talk about this chamber. I need to talk about enemy setup in this chamber before I start it, because there's a lot that is going on here, and I may even just like intentionally fail this chamber just to show you some of the technique, because I don't think there's a good way for me to show you the technique and clear it. I think it would be better for me to intentionally show you the technique and then clear it using the technique. I think that will be better. So let's talk about this. So what happens on 11.2 is a bunch of melee shield dudes are going to spawn around here. They're going to be super annoying. There's going to be a couple melee dudes with clubs, fire clubs, that are going to chase you. And there's going to be 2 archers that spawn over here. One's an electro, he'll be here. One's a pyro, he'll be here. You're going to, at the start of this, use whatever elemental bursts you have. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if you want to use them. You're just going to spam them. Spam them all, right? Because you played well on 11.1. You left those 2 Electro Slimes alive. You used a bunch of elemental skills on them after killing the Abyss Mage to charge up your bursts. So you got a few bursts, right? Use them. Use them, use them, use them. Use all your bursts right at the beginning, okay? Then you're going to run over to the Pyro Archer. You're going to kill the Pyro Archer, but leave the Electro one alive. When you kill the Pyro Archer, it's going to spawn another Archer all the way over here. This Archer and the one that you left alive focus on you. They don't focus on the Monolith. The one you killed would focus on the Monolith. So now you've got 2 enemies that are targeting you. Very good. What you're going to do is you're going to watch them as you fight everything else. And each time one of them is about to attack, you're going to jump. When you jump, they're going to shoot their arrows diagonally upwards, and they're going to miss the Monolith, and they're also going to miss you. Okay? You're going to do that every time. Right as they fire, you're going to jump. They're going to miss the Monolith. They're going to miss you, but they're going to be targeting you, not the Monolith, which is why the jump works. If they were targeting the Monolith and you jump, it doesn't do shit, right? They just hit the Monolith. If they're targeting you and you jump, they shoot at an angle, they miss the Monolith, they miss you, you save damage on the Monolith. The little melee guys don't do that much damage, okay? And because you brought a Claymore user or a Geo user like we talked about, you're going to be able to break their shields and kill them all. Once you kill enough of these melee guys, there's going to be a guy who spawns right here with a big-ass axe. A huge axe, okay? If you're not next to him,
cold beer
he's going to run over and he's going to
work.
attack this thing.
Nothing
Yo,
like it.
Shubi! Hey, Shubi! Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships to the Pride.
Cold
Kali
beer
Graphics,
after a hard
H
day's
Entropy,
work.
Jado Cast,
Nothing like it.
CC Shanae. Shanae, yeah, I said that right. And Candy Pumparum. Welcome to the Pride, and please make sure you say thank you to Shubi, who was your sponsor
Cold
in.
beer after
Thank you,
a
Shubi.
hard
Thank you,
day's
thank you,
work.
thank you. Get some
Nothing
happy
like
foxes
it.
in chat for the homie Shubi. Yeah. My happy fox thing is broken, so I can't actually hit it right now. Okay, so when this
Cold
axe
beer
guy
after a hard
pops
day's
right
work.
here, you're gonna be right here, right?
Nothing like
You're
it.
gonna be standing next to him. So he's not gonna run up and hit this because you're gonna beat on his ass. So he's gonna hit you instead. Perfect. pull him over to the side, either this
Cold
side,
beer
if this is
after
still
a
over,
hard day's
or if you've
work.
cleared everything by that point,
Nothing
you may
like
be
it.
on this side, which is fine. Pull him over to the side and kill his ass. The shield dude is eventually going to spawn. He's going to run over. You want to make sure that he doesn't run into your monolith because he'll deal damage to it. He's targeting you, so as long as you stand at an angle like this, he'll just run to you. You kill the big axe guy. After the big axe guy is dead, now there's only archers alive and the big shield guy. Ignore the shield guy, run around and kill all the archers. You're going to kill all the archers, right? There's going to be one here that you have to finish. There'll be some here, there'll be some here, and then lastly, they'll be over here. Once you kill them, then you focus on the shield guy and you're done, and it should be quite healthy if you do that. Okay? All right? Makes sense? Quick recap. Round starts, spam elemental bursts. Run over here. Kill the pyro archer, leave the electro archer alive. Okay, now there's an electro archer here and another archer over here. Watch them as you kill all the other enemies. Each time one of the archers is about to attack, jump. So they shoot at an angle, they don't hit you, they don't hit the monolith. After you kill enough units, you'll notice that the axe miniature is spawning. You're going to be next to him and start hitting him so that he aggroes you and not your monolith while still jumping. Actually, by the way, at this point, if you've killed all the guys around here and the archers are only targeting you, you don't really need to jump anymore because they can't hit it. They're shooting at you. But you can still jump if you want to avoid the damage. You're going to kill the big axe guy. Once big axe guy is done, you're going to kill all the archers. While you're fighting big axe guy, you're not going to stand in the middle like this because the shield guy who spawns will charge into this. So you're going to stand either off to this side or off to this side. You choose. Kill big axe guy, ignore shield guy, kill all the archers, then kill shield guy. That's how you clear it. Okay? All right. Let's begin, shall we? Remember, I'm going to intentionally fail this first run so that you can see the technique. I could show you the jump technique a bunch of times, and then I'll clear it afterwards. Okay? I also want to show you a couple other things you can do if you have geo characters with you.
Nothing
Original
like it.
Stories. Thank you for 2 months in the Pride.
We're making progress. Crack open a bottle to celebrate.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Thank you, Original Stories. All right, let me show you this. There's a little thing you can do with geo characters also, right? That I'll show you, but let me run up and kill the guy like I promised I would. So I've got no elemental burst because I'm a scrub. So I'm just going to run up, kill this dude, right? Like we talked about. He needs to die. He must die. Don't get hit by those guys. All right, see how they're targeting me now? You jump like that. See how they shoot up? I'm going to do it again. Oh, that time I fucked it up. You watch them. See that up? They were actually on different timing there, so that's kind of unfortunate. See that? That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. So if I'm sitting over here fighting these dudes, right? Let's say I'm fighting these dudes. Shield up for a second. I can jump away and jump up so he doesn't shoot that. See that guy? See how that guy shot into the floor? They don't know how to react to it. They totally freak out when you jump. So that's what you want to do. Okay? The other thing you can do is you can stand here at an angle like this and place this. Watch how he shoots this. Oh, my placement's a little off there. That's unfortunate. You can use this to block. It's a little off. He's a little off to the side. I didn't realize that. Might have actually been me standing. You can actually use these to block. Hold on, let me switch characters so I don't die. I'll shoot at it. All right. I promise you it works. This is like a horrible demo of it. See, that one worked? It's because they're targeting me, so it's my placement is relevant. So depending on where I'm standing, it will either work or it won't. Okay? So that's what you want to do.
Right.
Little blocking. Oh, he's about to die. No!
You shouldn't see me like...
It's all right. So you can just come in here and practice this, actually. Like, you don't even need to worry about clearing. You can just come in here, right? Because it's the first half, so it's super easy to reset. You can just sit here and just, like, practice jumping, right? If you're missing a bunch, you can just literally just sit here and say, okay, well, I'm missing the jump. I guess I'll just, like, pay attention to both of them. I'm watching them, I need to jump. All right, I missed it. All right, and then that guy fired off. And you want to try and get them on the same sequence if you can. Would be better that way. All right? So anyways, that's the way you do it. All right, now let's actually clear it that way. Let me actually show you a clear with it. Haven't seen an Into the AM hat in years. Oh my gosh, I have 3 of them. Oh, 4 of them. I have 4 of them actually. All right.
Burst forth.
I missed the jump there. That's unfortunate.
This is order.
Remember I told you ulti's on cooldown. Ulti's on cooldown. So the other thing you can do is you can run up close to them too, right? Like, look, if I stand like this, right? If they're like firing, you can also just run up here if you want. Your shit's gonna take a little bit more damage if you do it that way. But it is an option. It is an option. See, if I'm off to the side, they don't notice. This is the guy that you wanted to aggro, okay? This is the one that's most important. I jumped over him. That's cool. I've never done that before. If you aggro him, he stays on you, see? And because I've chosen not to kill these archers, nobody is attacking my monolith, right? Everybody's just focused on me. So I can just sit here the whole time and fight these guys without a care in the world. And you could honestly kill this guy right now if you really wanted to, but I don't think it's worth it because I want to use him to charge energy. So I'm going to kill this guy and then start running around to try and get these guys, right? You can try and disrupt that guy if you want, but your goal is basically to run around and kill these guys before they do enough damage to your thingy. You got to be careful with that last one so that he doesn't kill your stuff. Right, because he's still looking for us. Okay. Done. Now this one's gonna still look at us. Done, right? You can just use these guys to charge your elemental skills, right? This one. Done. Right? And there you go. Hey, where'd the shield miniature all go? Did he die? Oh, he must have gotten killed by one of my constructs. Well, hopefully he doesn't die and you can, hopefully he doesn't die and you can use him for energy recharge. They just deal a lot of damage. Okay? So you can see, you can do even better than this. You can do even better than this, okay? This isn't even that good. I made a lot of mistakes on my jumping. I don't know if you noticed it, but I made a lot of jumping mistakes and I also didn't clear very fast. You can clear with much better. Probably my best, I would say, is like right here. Like right here, doing that tactic. When I did this same tutorial yesterday on live stream, I think it was like right here we cleared with. Had like something like 90 something % health left. So you don't have to be this low. You can clear with a lot more. Okay, anyways, so that's 11-2 first half. For 11-2 second half, this is more of DPS and team comp chat. So first, the Season Mage spawns with these 2 treasure hunters, okay? They're all going to attack this. Super annoying. So first you need to kill the treasure hunters. Okay? And then you kill the Season Mage. There are 2 strategies that I think will help you out a lot on 11-2. First, if you have somebody who can group characters together, like an Animo user, right? Everybody has the Traveler, but it would even be better if you have Jean, Sucrose, or Venti, right? Sucrose ulti here. Remember, you were ending the last chamber with full elemental burst, hopefully. So hopefully you have access to a burst, right? Sucrose burst here would group them up. Venti burst here would group them up. Jean elemental skill, which is not burst requirement, so it's actually quite nice, can also group them up. Just stand her in the middle and you can group them together, okay? It's quite nice, quite nice. And you can group these characters and then launch them into the air so that they're in one place and then beat them all down at the same time. She'll teleport away. The Season Mage will eventually teleport away, but should give them some group DPS so you can damage her while you finish off the treasure hunters and then you can move back to her. Once you clear her, okay, there's going to be a Pyro Fatui agent that spawns. And then 3 treasure hunters, the shovel dude and 2 guys that beat things up. Forget about the shovel dude. He's not important. Okay. You can tap this guy once, the Pyro Fatui mage once, and then run over and start beating on this guy. Okay. You need to pay attention to how this Pyro Fatui agent runs. So ideally, you don't just hit him, you apply some kind of elemental damage to him. Pyro, Hydro, Cryo, whatever, just not Geo, not Animo, something that's gonna stick. Okay, so you can see his ass when he's running around stealth. When he does his dash attack to hit you, you need to make sure he doesn't miss you and hit this, or it's gonna take a shitload of damage. Okay, so you're gonna be looking to hit you, you're beating up with the treasure hunter. Just pay attention to the angle that he's running at and try to change your angle so wherever he draws a line, it's basic geometry, guys, wherever he draws a line, whatever angle he draws a line at, you just need to make sure it's not this. Okay, if he's over here and he's gonna hit you like this, that's a problem. If he's standing here, you need to move your ass here so that he's gonna do this, not this. Okay, if he's standing here and he's going to do this, right? He's probably going to miss. You can stand back a little bit just to make sure he misses, okay? Just basic geometry. Make sure he doesn't run into this, okay? All right, so that's it. Okay, and then you'll switch over and you'll kill the other one over here. And then after you kill these two, I would kill the pyro agent before I kill the shovel guy, personally. But it's totally up to you. That pyro agent's annoying. If he accidentally hits this, your run is over. So I would kill those two guys, okay, and then kill the pyro agent. If you're running a permafrost team comp, which is one of the comps I talked to you about, you can freeze that pyro agent and then come over here and beat on these guys, and that will actually buy you enough time maybe to kill both of them before the pyro agent actually attacks you. So that's the other option. And if you're really OP, you could just kill the pyro agent super fast, although I usually still come over and nuke these before the pyro agent. Okay? Quick question. Hu Tao releases at 4 p.m. on Asia today, right? I don't know the Hu Tao Asia release time. Unfortunately, Nero boy. I just know that Hu Tao releases for me tomorrow. About a little over 12 hours from now. Shubi says, I'm just curious, when I get to 3.5k points, I see it's for Abyss, but I can redeem when I have it just for a review? Yes. And actually, usually I enable a fast review too sometimes, where it's only 1,000 points. It just depends on what we're doing for the day, what the agenda is for the day. Okay. Let us continue. So remember I told you could do this? It's quite nice. We're just stalling for time. Quick ulti, right? Because we don't hoard our ultis. Kill him, right? And then focus on her. She's secondary. She's secondary. Spamming our elemental skills on cooldown to try and generate as much energy as we can. We're gonna activate ulti because we don't want to waste it. See what I'm saying? Okay, we have this guy. We can hit him once. We can run up to this guy. Start trying to knock him away. Again, that's our focus, is to kill these guys first. Then we want to kill this guy as fast as we can. Pyro Fatui agent's somewhere out here. I don't know where he is. There he is. Okay, comes from my ass. I'm going to focus him down first. Knock him out of that. Blah, blah, blah. Right? Do this. Do this. Okay. Blah, blah. Again, I'm just ignoring that guy. See how little damage he does, dude? Fuck that guy, dude. We just ignore his ass. He doesn't matter, dude. He's totally irrelevant. We just ignore his ass. He's not doing nothing. We just leave him over there, dude. He can shovel that thing as much as he wants. This pyro agent's gonna deal hella damage. And then we come back for him and finish him off, okay? You can see the health barely moved. Because we killed those two treasure hunters. This guy was attacking the thing the whole time. He did like nothing. Okay, so you don't even worry about his ass. Charge up on him and then it's done. You probably won't be able to kill those two fist fighting treasure hunters as quick as I did. So you need to pay attention to the angles of that pyro agent, okay? I can't mark him because I'm running two animo characters. So I gave you advice to mark him, but I didn't do it. But I can't do it because I'm running two animal characters, okay? But you can because you brought an elemental character, right? Like we talked about. So you'll mark his ass so you can see him more easily and not lose track of him like I did. Okay? All right. Onward to floor 11, chamber 3. Can you run this floor again with childless permafreeze comp, Lion? Yes, I can do it, JK. After I do this and floor 12. All right, floor 11, chamber 3, first half. This is fighting Fatui. You just need to learn how to fight Fatui well here, okay? Here's what's gonna happen. Gonna be an animo Fatui that spawns, and there's an electro Fatui that spawns. I'm going to tell you right now, I focus the electro Fatui first. If you don't have very high damage, you probably want to focus the animo Fatui first, okay? But I will not do that when I clear this. I kill the electro first. You decide what you need to do, okay? The electro one's going to spawn. The animal is going to spawn. If you knock the electro one down, the animal one, if it's alive, will punch the ground and revive his ass. And it's super annoying, which is why you usually kill the animal one first. The thing is that I will kill the electro one before the animal one can revive him, okay? Once the animal one's down, you kill the electro one. Then what's going to happen is there's going to be a hydro, another electro with an aura on him, and a geo that spawns. As soon as these two are done, you're going to end up fighting them over here. Almost always you end up fighting them over here, right? Run to the Electro one, let the Animal one come to you. Don't run to the Animal one and have the Electro one come to you. You're going to get hit and it's going to suck, okay? Run to the Electro one, start fighting him. Animal one comes over. If you want to kill Animal one first, switch targets and avoid the Electro's attacks. You're going to kill him over here. You need to kill him over here so that you're right next to the Hydro Abyss, or excuse me, Fatui agent when he spawns. When the Hydro Fatui agent spawns, you go all in on his ass. Bring somebody who can stutter him. Claymores, Zhong with his auto attack combo and with spawning Geo constructs can stutter him. You need somebody who can stutter the Hydro so he doesn't shield up. Once he shields up, it's a nightmare for you. If you stutter him, he should never shield up, okay? You kill his ass because he heals everybody else. And also, you don't necessarily want to be forced to bring Electro to counter his shield, which is what you would do if he shields up, okay? Beat his ass down. Once he's done, there'll be an Electro and a Geo left. You kill the Electro, and then you kill the Geo last, okay? That's the order. All right? Now let me show you. Remember, I told you I would kill this guy first. You will probably kill the other guy first. Also, don't hoard your elemental bursts, right? You're gonna use those. You're gonna use those bursts. All right, here he is. This. You stutter his ass. Look at that. And keep stuttering. Keep stuttering his ass. Whatever you gotta do. Whatever you gotta do. Whatever you gotta do. Till he's dead. Okay. Then this guy. Now you should have brought.
Thank you,
Cryo,
friend.
right? You should have brought Cryo here. If you brought Cryo, then, well, okay, or you just nuke him for 100k like I did there. If you brought Cryo, then you will have no problems breaking that Electro Fatui shield. Almost certainly those Electro Fatuis are going, both of them are going to shield up on you. So you must have Cryo here to break their shields, okay? Really, really important. Really, really important. Thank you, Shubi. Thank you so much for the 500 biddies. Thank you, thank you. You absolutely, I didn't mean for him to die that quick. You absolutely need to bring Cryo for that first team, okay? And the Cryo will also help you on 11-1, like we talked about. Pretty cool. All right, for 11-3, 11-3 is actually easier. It's just more of a DPS check. So there's two Season Mages that are going to spawn. You just kill them, and then and they'll spawn one here, just pick one and focus one down. They're gonna teleport all over the place, be super annoying. Just focus one, then focus the other. After you kill the two Season Mages, you're gonna have a Pyro Fatui agent spawn here and one spawn all the way over there. Forget about getting to this one. You're not getting to this one. He's a lost cause. Leave his ass alone. You're gonna focus on this one. You're gonna kill this one, okay? And you're gonna pay attention to this one stealthing because he's gonna come over and try and kill you. If you have good DPS, you might be able to kill this one before he comes over. If you don't, or if you have just average DPS, which there's nothing wrong with, by the way, then that one is going to get over to you before you're able to kill this one. And you're going to need to listen for his audio cue so he doesn't hit you and kill one of your units. Admittedly, it's the last chamber. If somebody dies, it's not the end of the world. You just don't want to be somebody that you actually need alive to get the clear, right? You only have 7 minutes to get the 3-star here. So you actually... Depending on how long you took to kill those Fatui agents, you may not have a lot of time. So it could be really bad for your rotations if somebody dies. So you're going to focus on the character here, okay? This Pyro Fatui agent here. You're going to beat him down. You're going to kill him. Then you're going to try and get the other one. Remember what I told you about Pyro Fatui agents. Your friend is big AoE attacks because big AoE attacks will mark them so that you can see where they are when they're running around nimbly in their stealth, okay? I will not be able to mark them because I'm running 2 Animo. But you didn't do that. You brought some characters with you on the second half who can mark Pyro Fatui agents because you just did it on 11-2 on the second half, right? So you can mark them so you can see where they're going, okay? If you have... The one exception I should tell you is if you have, let's say you brought Ganyu with you for this half or another archer, one thing you can do is after you kill these 2 Season Mages, you can actually charge shot. Or even if you have another ranged character, you can actually run over here and just tab it. Like let's say Klee or a Catalyst user who's not Ningguang, right? Who has like an element, right? Pyro, Electro, Hydro. You get where I'm going. You can run over here, mark this guy once with a ranged attack, and then run back and focus on this one. And that way, when this loser runs over here to annoy you, you'll be able to see him because you marked him with an element, right? So that's something that you can do if you're running ranged characters, which I'm not, right? I'm running 2 melees, but that's something else you could do to help make this floor a little easier. Okay? All right, all right. All right, let's do it.
Here to play with me.
Ah!
Wind, hear me.
Come back to me. I love doing this. This is one of my favorite things. This is one of my favorite things to do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really enjoy this. By the way, if you didn't know this with Xiao, this is how you play Xiao on single target. You do a quick plunge cancel into a charge attack. Don't just do this. Don't just do this. That's wasteful. The charge attack is more DPS. Look at him. Look at him. What a goofball.
Useless. Wind, hear me.
I'm back.
Evil conquering. Here.
All right. There you go. And that's 11-3. Oh, I like this song. All right. Of course, Zigster, of course. Happy to help. Happy to help. All right, floor 12. This is the floor that gives lots of people a headache now. I'm not going to lie to you. Floor 12 is primarily a DPS check. Okay? Primarily a DPS check. I didn't mean to go into this screen, by the way. I meant to go into the screen where we could talk about the enemies. And there's no back button on the screen. MiHoYo, if you ever see this VOD, or if anybody knows someone at MiHoYo, can you tell them to please put a fucking exit button on the screen? Excuse my language. It makes me so angry that there is no exit button on this screen. So I can't go back. I can only start. I'm like, why? How do I review enemies? I hit continue. What do I do? Why can't I do it? Luckily, there's only 2 enemies per half per chamber on all of these floors, so it's easy to talk about. Swear, Big Mac, swear. Big Mac, Big Mac. This is my escape key. Can you hear this? You troll. You troll. All right. Anyways. Trolling me. So here's how it works. Here's how it works, guys. First chamber is Geo Vishaps. The second chamber is a mix of Fatuis. The third chamber is a mix of Ruin enemies. Okay. The best way I can tell you in terms of team comp, in terms of what you're building, is the hardest chamber, by the way, here. The hardest chamber is 12-1. Okay, 12-1 is the hardest. If you can get through 12-1, you might get DPS checked on the other chambers, but 12-1 I feel like is the hardest chamber for most people. So that's where I think you really want to focus on thinking about your team comp building. Okay, so when you're on 12-1, you can think about exactly what enemies you're fighting. The Geo Vishaps all have they have their elemental association. So on 12-1 first team, it's Pyro and Electro. And on 12-1 second team, it's Hydro and Cryo. And they can actually freeze each other, by the way, which is really cool. And you can use it to your advantage. So for that first team, if you're fighting against a Pyro and an Electro enemy, right? Well, you're probably going to want to bring a Hydro or Cryo carry, right? It's going to be really useful, right? You can melt. You can reverse melt against the Pyro, or reverse vaporize against the Pyro, which can help you kill it more quickly. And then you can get some shred or some electrocute happening with the Electro, right? So it's actually very nice. Electrocharge, not electrocute, excuse me. And then on the second side, right, you could do the same thing. You could bring a Pyro character, you can get melt vaporized to kill them really, really fast. Or you could bring your own Cryo characters, right, and you could spread the Hydro, etc., to try and freeze them. So you have a lot of options for team comp. And I would just think about who's your strongest character and what's the strongest elemental reaction that will help you clear it. Usually, I feel like you can do pretty good with like a Cryo character on the first team, and then on the second team, you can either bring another Cryo character to spread it. You can bring an Animal character to spread it. Actually works really well. Or you can, with like Swirl spreading, actually works really, really well for freezing. excuse me, or you can bring a pyro character to get those melts and vaporizes and kill them more quickly. Also, who you focus changes based on who your primary carry is. And so in the first half, when you fight the pyro and electro guys, the electro one is going to summon these balls that kind of swirl around at range. And the pyro guy is going to have this crazy, like, big AoE burst around himself. If you bring melee carries on your first team, you need to kill the pyro guy first, okay? Because he's the bigger threat. If you're bringing a ranged carry like Ganyu, you want to kill the electro one first because those electro orbs are a bigger threat to you, and the pyro guy's attacks are really easy to avoid for you for ranged carries. Okay, so the team comp matters in terms of how you're going to deal optimal damage, and then also which character in terms of melee versus range you're running as your primary damage dealer on the team will matter for who you focus on the first half of 12-1. On the second half, it's a little less relevant, but it actually still applies. The cryo one is more of a pain for melee ones. So if you're playing melee, you kill cryo first. And the hydra one is more of a pain for ranged characters. So if you're playing ranged, you kill the hydra one first. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Quick recap. Build your team comp for 12-1, primarily around which elemental reaction you think will be most favorable against the enemies you're fighting and your own playstyle. If you're playing a melee carry, you're going to focus the pyro enemy first and the cryo enemy first. If you're playing a ranged carry, it switches the electro enemy first and then the hydro enemy first. Then you kill the other one. Okay, you can also stutter them, by the way, to prevent them from going berserk. I actually got a chain stutter once where one of them berserked and I killed the other one without it ever berserking, but I haven't reliably been able to reproduce that. So you could try with your own practice. I promise you it's possible because I've done it once, but I've never been able to repeat it. So maybe it was a fluke. I don't know, but you can actually chain stutter one of them as another alternative. I don't know. I think it was a fluke. So, okay. All right. Let us begin. And by the way, just to go a little deeper, team comps on the other teams, not as important, but as I go through the floor individually, I'll talk about it. The Fatui floor, I actually don't have a lot of problems with, other than I'll tell you on your first team, on first half, on the Fatui floor, you may want to bring a pyro with you. So I know we talked about bringing a pyro carry on the second half for elemental reaction if you want to clear the melt vaporize. You may want to bring a pyro support like a Bennett, or just anybody who can deal some pyro damage here. So that way, when you get to the second half, which is when you get to 12-2, you're going to fight an Electro Season Mage and a Cryo Season Mage. If the Cryo Season Mage shields up, you're going to lose a lot of time. And if you have a pyro, you can recapture that time. Yes, you can kill her little Seasons to bring her shield down, but if you don't kill her quick enough after that, she will re-shield up with no Season spawn, and you will have to wait for them to respawn to break that shield. If you bring a pyro character, you can break that shield again. Okay, so it's probably useful to bring some kind of a pyro supporting character on the first half if your main pyro DPS is on the second half. Another note is that when you get to the third, when you get to 12-3, this first half has those geo summoning guys. I will tell you how to reliably avoid that geo summoning wave. It's actually very easy. If you're having trouble with it, it's actually very easy. I will just teach you how to do it. But a shield can also help if you're trying to save time and not run away on DPSing, or bringing a ranged character to fight those guys on the first half can help. And then, the second half on 12-3 is just, it's just DPS check. And they're really, really annoying. And we'll talk about it when we get there. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's jump into it. Enough talky. Let's show you the actual goods. Let's show you the actual goods. Oh, I'm so tempted to take the defense for Albedo, but attack is the better card. But I'm so tempted. All right. So 12-1 starts. When these guys spawn, one spawns here, one spawns here. It's always that way. I always run forward. I never go backwards. I don't know that it matters, but I always run forward, okay? So when I run forward to this guy, he's gonna be right here. He's annoying. He's not gonna do anything but yell and swing at me. You just beat on him. The other dude's gonna run over. Always does the same attack to open. It's a small jump, step back, followed by a large jump that you can iframe, like so. Okay? Iframe that. You can iframe the second one. You step out of the first one. Okay? Then you sit here, spam your abilities on him, try and get him down as much as you can, right? Just beat that ass, baby. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna come roll at you. You can avoid these rolls if you have a shield. The shield will knock them over like that. Okay? Eventually they're gonna ape like this. He actually enraged pretty early. They don't usually enrage this early. That was pretty early. All right, so I'm melee, so I need to focus him down, right? But let's actually just look at their attacks for a second. So let me just show you, right, why I say this. So, in fact, never mind, I'm going to lose a bunch of time here. So you see how this guy's got all these electro orbs spinning around him? If you're ranged, these orbs are a nightmare. But if you're melee and you're just hugging him, these orbs are shit, dude. These orbs are shit. They don't really do anything. Like, they don't really do anything. Remember, see this pyro explosion, though? See how he did a double explosion there? I wish he would have done it when I was trying to show the electro off. So this pyro guy, dude. Let's see if I can get him to jump again.
Gather.
Jump, buddy. I'm gonna need you to jump. It's nice. Pyro dude, jump for me. I'm wasting so much time. I'm gonna have to restart this, but that's okay. I'm surprised he doesn't jump. All right, look at this. So he's got a small jump, then he's got a bigger jump, but the bigger jump has 2 explosions. See that second explosion? If you're melee, that second explosion is actually a nightmare. So that's why we focus him down first, okay? And then we go for the other one. All right, let me restart. Let me restart. So I can actually get the proper 3-star clear. It's okay, Shrimp. The one you focus if you're melee is the pyro one, which is the one you run to at the very beginning. The one you run to at the very beginning is the pyro one. The one who spawns directly in front of you. Sorry, I didn't actually originally intend to restart it, but then I thought it would be better for me to show you guys why I meant that. All right. Into clear.
Solidify. Come into B.
Remember, we can avoid that. And the one we can iframe, then ulti. Okay. Place again. Ulti. Place again. See how I'm just focusing down the pyro one? Forget about the other one. Not important, not important. These you can also iframe, by the way. I'm just taking them because I have a shield, but you can't iframe them. And again, the shield knocks them over. Look at this, look at this. So dirty, so dirty. Yeah, we might even kill him before he ever does it.
Moment of birth.
Yeah, that would be funny. Are you gonna die before you enrage? Yep, he did. Okay. That won't normally be the case. Poor guy.
Come into B.
Well, anyway, kill the pyro one first, then go for the electro. And if you can keep them grouped together for a lot of damage, that's even better. All right. Yeah, I can post this on YouTube. Okay, for this one, for the Animo, right? We have the same thing, okay? One will spawn here, one will spawn here. Remember, you can use Animo to swirl the cryo off of the cryo one and freeze the Hydra one. It's actually really beautiful. And it works very nice for Xiao players because you actually want to kill the cryo one first if you're a melee. You kill the Hydra one first if you're playing ranged. Okay? All right. It's the same thing. By the way, they all open the same way. They all open the exact same way. This thing's gonna run over. Small jump. Here it comes. Followed by a large jump. Here it comes. I frame it, right? Like so.
Hear me.
No big deal.
Disappear. Worthless. Worthless.
Learn these iframes. You see how I didn't get hit by any of those? See how I was able to iframe all of those attacks? It's really important you learn that. It will make this so much easier for you. It's really important you learn that. I want to see if I can get you guys to swirl on this. Oh no, I killed him. I killed the Hydra one too quick. All right, I promise you could swirl the cryo onto the Hydra one. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill him so fast. That was an accident. He just died. I'm very sorry about that. But I promise you can swirl it on him, and it's really cool. You can freeze his ass out so that you can just battle this guy one-on-one. Whatever. All right, so there we go. All right, 112-2. I don't think that Zhong Li build is up to date. I don't think that's up to date. My Zhong Li is running a geo damage cup right now, and a crit rate headpiece. I do like all HP Zhong Li. It's actually really, really fun, but the Zhong Li you're looking at right now is not built all HP. The Zhong Li you're looking at right now is HP Sands, Geo Damage Goblet, crit rate headpiece. Just so you know, just so you know. But I do like all HP Zhong Li, and it is really, really fun. All right. All right, so 12-2. 12-2. Electro Season Mage is going to spawn here. Ignore her ass. You're going to turn around right away, and you're going to run at the Cryo Season Mage who's back here, okay? Forget about the Electro. The Cryo is the one you want because she's annoying as hell. Her shield is OP. You just want to kill her as fast as you can, okay? So you're going to start it. You're going to immediately run backwards. You're going to do whatever damage you got on her. You got stuns. You got big nukes. Throw them all. Everything. If you can kill her before her shield goes up, more power to you. If you can't, you know how to take the shield down. There are two ways. Pyro, melt it down, right? Or kill all the Seasons that are around. That'll drop her shield. And then you'll have a very limited window before she shields again where you need to kill her. Watch out for her big... I don't even know what she says. She says something, punches the ground, bunch of ice comes up. If you're not very strong, that shit will kill you. So just be careful that you don't get hit by that. You can iframe it, but it's actually really hard. So I would just try to burst her down with everything you got. And then you can slowly kill the Electro Season Mage and also recharge on her. There's not a lot of room to do anything too slowly on 12 because everything is like 7-minute challenge times for 3-star. A little annoying, but yeah, that's the order that you're gonna do. All right, and that's it. It's just a very simple floor here. We start, we run back, we knock her, we do this, we do this, we do this, we do this.
Great undertaking.
We do that. See that ability? That's the one you don't want to get hit by. We do that. Kill her ass, drop again, do that, blah, blah, blah. Do this, blah, blah, blah. And she's gone. Hey, I got an achievement. I don't even know what I did. Hallelujah.
This moment of birth.
What the hell? That's not what I wanted. All right. There you go. Okay. Now, this floor is a little harder. Or this half, sorry. The second half of 12-2 is a little harder. When you get up here, there's going to be a Pyro Fatui, and two annoying-ass treasure hunter dudes who serve no purpose other than to charge your skills and annoy the hell out of you. Okay? This one has a pyro aura on him, and it is so goddamn OP. Excuse my language, it is so OP. I have cracked gear and it destroys even me, okay? So the number one tip I can give you here is do not greed when that fireball spawns. I used to greed and I would wipe and die. It's a mistake. When the fireball spawns, your ass runs. You run. You don't hit anything. You don't try to get some hits in between fireball disruptions. You just run the whole time. If you have like an elemental skill you can rotate through, fine, but you're going to take some damage. I promise you if you start trying to DPS somebody while that thing is up. And it's actually very hard to heal through as well. Your goal is to kill the guy, the Pyro Fatui agent, with that Pyro Aura on him as quickly as you possibly can. After that, you focus the other agent, and then you can kill the two guys if they're still alive. They might just die to area damage while you're fighting, but if they're still alive, then you can kill them, and you can also charge your elemental skills on them. Make sure you can use all your elemental bursts on this guy, but make sure before you kill the second Pyro Fatui agent that you recharge your elemental bursts for the next chamber. Otherwise, you're going to get screwed by the clear time. You're not going to have enough damage to clear. You want to make sure, again, on this floor, your ending, it's just like 11, right? We were practicing this on 11 for different reasons because your energy was getting sapped. But on floor 12, you want to try and end every single floor if you can with your elemental burst charge. Otherwise, you're going to get wrecked by the challenge time, okay? So just keep that in mind. You may need to stagger clear also if you're not like super strong and you feel like you need to use it to get that 3-star, but then you're not going to get the 3-star later, what you can do is you can get the 3-star and then reset your run and then not get the 3-star, but you already got the 3-star, so it doesn't matter. Then get the 3-star on chamber 2, reset your run, right? And just do that again and again, over and over again, right? You can do that. All right? All right. I hate this guy. He's so annoying. Look at him. Look at him. Look at his annoyance.
Swear by my sword.
Disappear.
Useless.
Oh, I didn't get a double hit. That's unfortunate.
Boring.
All right, so I killed his ass too fast. So you didn't get to see it. But if you don't kill him that fast,
Useless.
trust me, he was like maybe like a second away from doing that pyro attack and it wrecks. I almost wonder if I should just restart so you guys can see the pyro attack. Just trust me. When it comes out, let's say the pyro ball's here, I just run. The whole time I just run. I shouldn't have killed him that fast. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. Hello. I really just need you to charge my energies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, I saw a video earlier that said you had to jump to do that. Did you notice how I just was able to chain charge attacks? Somebody put out a video that said that you needed to jump cancel to change charge attacks. You do not need to jump cancel to chain Xiao charge attacks. You just need to learn the window. You just need to learn the window and you can do it every time. Anyways, I don't even remember who it was. It was like a random video I saw on YouTube. They were like, yeah, you can't change Xiao charge attacks unless you jump animation cancel. All right, so that's true. You're just hitting the button at the wrong time. You can do it. You can do it. How do you spell Waterboy's name? Exactly how Rivers Delay spelled it. All right, let's go to the last floor. Trust me, I know the fireball didn't spawn. I killed him too fast. I'm sorry about that. When it spawns, just run. When it spawns, you run. And then when it's done spawning, you run back to that Pyro for 2E agent, you kill him, and then you kill the rest. I am eating little small pieces of chicken. White Sea Wolf. Hey, I got a nice card. Okay. For this floor, you're going to have 2 Ruin Guards spawn. 1 Ruin Guard here. 1 Ruin Guard back here. The Ruin Guard here has a geo damage buff on him. Okay? It is super easy to avoid. If you've been dying to it, I'm sorry, but it is super easy to avoid. It fires in waves of 4. Okay? So let's say I'm over here, I'm fighting this guy, right? And I see the flash on the floor. You know the flash I'm talking about. The flash that tells you the geo wave is coming. It's going to spawn 2 waves. You just move out of it. 2 waves are going to spawn. And then immediately after that, another one is going to spawn, right? Wherever you're standing. It doesn't matter where you move. It's going to spawn where you're standing. You're going to move out of it again. It's going to go. And then it's done. That's it. That's it. It's over. And now you can go back to fighting until you see the floor flash again. It always fires in 4 waves in 2 parts. Always, without fail, 100% of the time. After the 4 waves are done, you can go back to fighting. That's it. You can walk out of it willy-nilly. Okay? 100%. If you didn't know that, now you know. Now you know. Okay? So, there you go. There you go. All right? Once you kill the big Geo guy, you can focus the other one. All right? That's it. That's the whole strat. I'll even show you when they spawn. I'll intentionally avoid them. Hello, sir.
Witness my great undertaking.
By the way, at the very beginning, they always fire those rockets. He will always fire those rockets. So you need to either iframe that like I did with a elemental burst, or not. Okay, 1, 2. Check it out. 1, 2. And now it's over. You see how easy that was? You see how easy that was?
Stabilize.
There's no reason for you to ever get hit by that ability. There's no reason. Okay, it's firing 2 on me right now. All right? 1, 2. And the first 2 fired while I was in my ulti. Okay? There's no reason for you to ever get hit by that. All right, don't take these like I'm doing. 1, 2. 1, 2. You see it? You see it?
Order guide you.
You just pay attention for it. Super easy. And then once he's dead, they obviously stop firing, right? Now he's dead. Now they'll never fire again.
Coming to be. Moments of birth. This is order.
Goodbye. All right. Good night, Mini Hawkeye. Okay. Last half for 12-3. This one is actually pretty hard. Unless you have like cracked damage, I actually think this floor is pretty hard. I do still stand by my statement that 12-1 is the hardest part of floor 12. I actually think this floor is pretty hard if your DPS isn't cracked, because there's a lot of room to make mistakes. I think they're called Ruin Graders. Sorry, trying to not swallow into the mic. I think they're called Ruin Graders. So for the Ruin Graders, or whatever the hell they're called, there's one here that has the stupid cryo aura. Stupid cryo aura. But because of your training on the earlier floors of Abyss, you know how to avoid the cryo aura, right? How many seconds do you count to? That's right. 12 seconds. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Every 12 seconds, the cryo snare comes up and grabs you. But if you're keeping the count, you know when it's going to come up and you're ready to avoid it. You're also staring at your feet. You're also staring at your feet right here, okay? You're also staring at your feet so you can see that little blue glow that appears on that last second before it comes up. So that way, it's a reminder to you, oh shit, I better start moving, right? Mid-attack, you need to animation cancel with a dash. If you're not mid-attack and you're not affected by cryo, you can just walk out of it. Okay? That dude is going to summon that shit every 12 seconds. And if you get hit by it, you're probably going to die. Because they have a very high level, so it deals a lot of damage. And also, these guys have strong hitting attacks, okay? There'll be one here. There'll be another one here that has no attacks. This dude is going to charge at you at the beginning of the fight. Do not get hit by that charge. It will do a lot of damage. It may even one-shot you, okay? You can fight this guy. Don't get hit by that charge, okay? Also, these guys, you'll notice their legs light up. You can actually break them and make them like sit down by hitting the glowing spots on their legs when they're revealed. And if the unit sits down, it just like shoots lasers in front of it and behind it. It's like super helpless. You can just attack it from the side. So that can be a useful thing if you're having trouble fighting them. They have a bunch of moves. They spin. Their spin radius is huge. They shoot lasers at you. The laser does hella damage if you're not moving because you got snared, right? They shoot these random like 3 orbs that blow up. They punch. They clap. They stomp. They do it all, baby. They do it all. You're just gonna need to learn the fight. You're gonna need to learn the moveset. There's one guy in the wild you could practice against every day in Dragon Spine, but honestly, I don't even think it's comparable to this. You really just need to practice here, and just keep the count. 12 seconds so you don't get cryo snared, okay? That's it. Elemental reactions are your friend here for a big burst. Wait, which way am I supposed to be facing? Oh, shit, I'm disoriented. I think it's this way. Yeah, I guessed correctly. Okay, he's never done that before. I swear to you, he does not normally do that. I don't know why the hell he charged me. He has never done that before, ever in the history of me doing this fight. I don't know why he did that. I got no clue why he did that, guys. I don't know what to tell you. That was weird. He knows we're recording a video. Okay, and I killed Xiao. Well, this is not what I'm supposed to be showing you. Do I finish it with Jean? Or do I restart? Let's see how much damage just... Oh, that ticks. We'll restart. We'll restart. That really caught me off guard. I don't know what to tell you. I was not expecting him to charge me, and then I just failed. What can I tell you guys? I wasn't expecting it. That's pretty funny. All right. Well, more room to kill these guys.
Feel this ancient power. burst forth.
Pretty cool.
Order guide you.
I'm gonna iframe through this wave. Look at that guy. Boy, that dude is cracked.
Moments of birth. Live. I will have order. Stabilize.
What not to do on 12-3. At least I'll have a little bit more time on my clear.
Come into being. Feel the same ship power.
All right. Shall we try that again? If he charges me again, I'm going to be blown away. Yeah, see, this is what he normally does. He normally just sits here. I don't know why he decided to charge, and then that guy charges in.
Disappear.
All right, so this was pretty normal. Hold on. I got to wait for my snare. There it is.
Useless. 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 Foreign. Here.
See how I keep the count so I don't get hit by that?
Wind, hear me.
Super useful.
Lament. Here. Here. Here.
See this fall? I think I actually hit him in the face to do this on accident.
Worthless.
Anyway. There you guys go. And that is all 9 through 12 of Abyss with full strategy explained, with Albedo and Zhong on team 1 and Xiao and Jean on team 2. Hopefully this video helps you guys on your own clears, and you know, I gave a lot of recommendations on not just team composition, but on strategy, on what units to focus, on what things to do to make it easier for you, so that way you can have great clears yourself on Abyss. And hopefully that'll be really, really helpful for you, and you can get 36 stars, and you can claim the maximum rewards, like so. All right? And yeah, if this was helpful for you and you enjoyed the content, I hope you'll follow the Twitch channel. And if you're watching the VOD on Twitch or on YouTube, I hope you'll if you're on Twitch, I hope you follow on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel on YouTube. And you know, I make all kinds of guide content. I'm happy to help you with your own you know, with your own Abyss clears, either talking about your team comps or your characters, or if you need me to like run a particular group of characters, if I can do it, I will. And we could talk about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And I think, you know, I'll probably be able to give you like more specific advice to your own comp if you really get stuck, but I would try the things that we just talked about and see how they work for you. And hopefully that can get you through either a higher score if you're already clearing everything, or, you know, if you're stuck somewhere, getting you through your plateau and getting all the way to a full clear. So yeah, thanks so much. And I guess for the VOD, I'll see you next time. And for the people here, yeah, we'll just keep hanging out. All right. How about that? How about that?